Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is sponsored by contribution from Henry, and here's his story. Hello, Ollie. I like your work, best of all, the Narcissism refugees, and may you and the artistic Charlene live long with less trouble. Like you might have noticed, because you are smart, I have written you before. This time I made the decision to write about rather personal stuff. I always ask myself, am I a narcissist? Sure, I'm a bit paranoid, but am I? The tapes keep rolling. Naturally, I'm an artist, good at sketching and writing, conceptualizing. Artists need an audience. This matter of fact cannot already be narcissism. And Henry's German, so it's not, English isn't his first language, so there might be a bit of translation issues here. I'll even let myself down to say that artists are a little bit of a prostitute, fulfilling wishes for people who I don't like for money to burn. So I'm not even good at being a prostitute. I would like being natural. Is all that was going on around me really natural? I find it difficult to separate the personal from the political. I got told quite often, why can't you take things easy? Drawing a distinction is difficult, but necessary for me because my private life started in the middle of a pharmaceutical scandal. The distinction has to be drawn more strictly, it seems. The product my mother took while she was pregnant with me did to random body parts of the unborn what a Japanese gardener does to a bonsai tree. All right, so your mother took some kind of pharmaceutical that did something to you, like what? Like a thalidomide baby when you're born with flippers, and I hope that's not what it is, but is that what you're talking about? The product my mother took while she was pregnant with me did to random body parts of the unborn what a Japanese gardener does to a bonsai tree. Thousands came out as affected after the cover-up lately. I would consider it unethical to put someone on the spot regarding so-called coming out of any sort. So just let me speculate that there are more people affected. This whole paragraph was a spoiler. I got to know about the fact by coincidence when I was 25 years old. My father had one of his typical rants enumerating all of my mistakes or perceived mistakes, even my sign, though he didn't believe in astrology and criticized me for doing so in other situations. Anyway, resistance was pointless. I even went buying him the alcohol he needed to deliver the most embarrassing performance. At one of those occasions, his tongue slipped, and also your stupid mother let herself go to take this pill that crippled your ass. Okay, so I'm assuming Henry is crippled, and I'm assuming, I don't know if it's thalidomide or whatever it was. I mean, that screwed up a lot of kids. A lot of kids. I asked him what he was talking about. Deviant, that's the name. That's the name of the pill she took, he said, with a suddenly rather mild demeanor. So I asked my mother, who I had struggled with even more my entire life and still am, why didn't you tell me earlier about this medication you took? She replied meekly as ever, I wanted to spare you the bitter truth. I said nothing. Well, why was she taking this medicine? Was this an illegal drug? Was she partying while pregnant? I mean, was it something that was prescribed to her by a doctor? It doesn't sound that way. Because why would she hide it from you for 25 years if it wasn't her fault? She has this power I call the honey bomb. She's capable of dropping a meek or super well-intended passive-aggressive statement which makes everyone quiet but causes an unease, like you are petrified and suffocated in super sweet honey. She's always about positive, positive. I reject the premise, not considering whitewashing and sweeping things under the rug as something really positive. There's something underneath that fake sweetness. I saw it. Meh, she rather wanted to spare herself from something. Very certainly not me, given what she had done to me till that point already. And I knew it when I first heard about it. Dungyong, Duogyon. Hold on, let me see what this is. Let me try to write on the fly. Let's see what this stuff is. Dungyong injection. Oh shit. Museum of Contraception and Abortion? What? Hold on. Let's see what this is. Dungyong. In the 1960s and early 70s, women who suspected they were pregnant were often given the hormonal preparation Dungyong by their physicians. Short-term administration of the sexual hormones estrogen and progestin, which are also produced in the female body itself, triggers menstruation within 4 to 6 days if the woman is not pregnant. Pregnancy testing with Dungyong works on the principle that menstruation is triggered by a decrease in the level of certain hormones. When the egg cell has not been fertilized, the corpus luteum located in the ovaries stops producing progesterone. Administering progesterone is the form in the form of an injection or two tablets triggers menstruation if the woman is not pregnant. If she is pregnant, progesterone is produced in the amount sufficient to prevent the onset of bleeding. Additional progesterone and estrogen do not affect an existing pregnancy. They are already produced in a pregnant woman's body. These two hormones are still used in various contraception pills. Dungyong, in contrast to the biological pregnancy test used before it, represented a true innovation. In the mid-1970s, the principle according to which it worked outlived its usefulness, and Dungyong was replaced by immunological tests, which are still employed. These tests produce results more quickly and are easily to use. Dungyong was used both as pregnancy test and for the treatment and cessation of menstrual bleeding, secondary amenorrhea, from June 1950 to March 1978 in the form of injections and a tablet from 1959 to 1973. 2 tablets in yellow aluminum foil packed inside transparent plastic box. Okay. It sounds like it was a normal thing. It's in the Museum of Contraception and Abortion. It seems like... See, I'm not sure why she would have hid this from you. It doesn't seem like it was an illegal drug that she was taking. So, I don't know. I don't know. I never even heard of this. I thought you were talking like thalidomide or something like that. When I first heard about Dungyong more, when I researched it, it was prescribed to some mothers between the years of 71 and 82, as far as I know. The company which marketed it, its name, Schering, Berlin, Germany, was given as a product first menstruation problems. I dare not have an opinion about the second as a hormonal pregnancy test, and third as trigger warning means for abortion if the woman takes 4 pills. All right. So your mother tried to abort you. Another one. How can one product accomplish 3 very different things? It can't. Again. Second, if a woman loses her menstruation, she's either pregnant or she's menopausing. It's not like no period. We need to give her a pill to make sure if she's pregnant or not. Why? Young plus no period equals pregnant. No equals pregnancy, period. No pun intended. So in the 80s, there was a class action lawsuit against Schering. Schering won with the argument, let me paraphrase, where's the big deal? The children are still alive. Cynicism being not even completely true, giving the disgusting 0.3. They then sold it in other countries under different brand names. Promedose in the UK, Promistonin in some countries, and then under the name Comorit in some other countries. This went on until about 1982. Why? Why? Was it an Oracle-like attempt to murder, cripple Hitler 2.0 before birth, or Jesus 2.0, or anyone who could take revenge? I'm certainly none of those 3. The concept would be insanely circular, like we do the harm to an unborn, even kill unborn, in order to avoid the kid taking revenge for us having to do harm to it. What the fuck? Well, here's what I'm going to tell you, Henry. Okay? For some reason, there is like this underground culture in Germany, okay, to try to abort your kids. I mean, there is an abortion culture there that I found out about. I mean, it is a more restrictive than it is in the United States. But the boomers back then, man, were they trying some real unique ways to abort their children. If that's where that was coming from, I wouldn't have words for it. I'm angry about what was done to me and similar things done to other people. Does that mean taking revenge? Not necessarily. Just not getting angry at such a scandal would not be human. I wish I wasn't angry or sad, but I am for the most of the time. Not even about the physical harm, but mostly about the lies and cover-ups and the fact that I was forced to lie. I like truth. I don't like lies. I wasn't angry at my parents, but when I figured out, I was demystified in that regard. I no longer blame myself for the misfigurement or my genes, by the way. I want my genes to remain classified information if possible. My adventures began like first sexual relationship with a woman. Wow, at 25. The mystifiers, my parents had an almost vital urge to mystify and bamboozle me back into my stoic state successfully. Also my fault because this whole friends with benefits thing didn't seem to be the top-notch solution with regards to the relationship, with regards to relationshiping. She, let's call her Sam, suggested it, and she was the one breaking her own rules in the process, trying to make me jealous. After I was just acting strictly within the bounds of her protocol. She must have underestimated the late starter cripple bonus. I was with another woman at the side. I thought it was totally cool with Sam. She set up the rules. She didn't make me jealous, although she tried. I was just confused and hurt about her attempts to hurt me. She really tried hard to hurt me and She really tried hard to hurt me by going on vacation into a Muslim country. After her return, she bragged about every man hit on her, and I was like, and did you enjoy that? I finally gave in, she said. She painted a picture of how much better Northern African men are at sex. I was like, so you had fun, fine. She was pleased with that response. She was eager to hurt me by trying to cause envy and jealousy, and worse. Listen, man. Germans are messed up. German women are messed up. I mean, it's a very messed up sexual culture. I had to grow up in it. Believe me, I know. I was just running in machine mode, completely following her protocol, so I didn't understand what she wanted from me. Least did I understand why she even involved other people in this private business. I didn't understand why she broke her own rules, because I was naive, unexperienced, and stupid, and because you let her get away with it. Well, to my shame, I must have given her the wrong impression. For that, she could not just have sex with me in quasi-secret, but also nurse and bind me while being free to F around herself. I don't know. She had wanted secrecy, and I sure kept my mouth shut. She didn't. She bragged about me like having discovered a gold mine. She did this once to a close girlfriend of hers, then twice, basically until the whole town knew it. Our common close friends attacked me as if I had broken a rule, and maybe I did. I just didn't know which rule. It was a pre-internet shitstorm that hit me. Are all women insane? Most of them. But German culture's messed up. It's a messed up culture. What do you want me to tell you? What? They're messed up women. The men are messed up. The women are messed up. It's a very sexually deviant culture. Probably not, but in all my intimate relationships, it seemed like the women wanted to shake me up a little or make me forget about rules, be less strict, be myself, or to protect or dominate her. I knew nothing about shit tests and mind games back then. I'm not getting into more detail, just saying women are wonderful, but I'm not ready for them. Really. Also, with regards to my family life, I was 2 steps forward and 10 steps back at that time. I had to deal with the fact now that in the line of my mom, there must have been generational abuse. I can't sweep it under the rug anyway, that my mother had not just emotionally but sexually abused me when I was 14. All hints point in direction of generational problem, because let that sink in. I'm still in fear of her. When I once talked about her abuse to her, like, why, she answered with the demeanor of, almost certainly, but you understand, at the time, I had this and that problem. That's how far it went. So your mother had a problem, that's why she sexually abused you? I didn't know to reply anything. She destroyed parts of me and wanted compassion from me for having done so. Wow. Yeah, they want to break you and then tell you how to get how you should get over it. She regards my opinions as symptoms. She criticizes everything I do or plan to do. She still thinks she can decide my emotions or judge them, so I want to reduce contact to her to a minimum until I can grow a self. For reasons unknown, my hardware is relatively intact, despite she is colorblind and I am not. I can prove to be capable to distinct colors pretty well. Well, not to her, obviously. I want to get calm about her handicaps and move on. Now I'm just pretty effed. Most therapists don't understand how it's possible that I can't really defend myself in an argument despite my talents. I'm in a dependent position even though my mother lives hundreds of miles away from me. The emotional abuse, 1,000 needle stings, took its toll. Like when I told her to care, like when I told her to care about her own business and stop calling me, her unnecessary long phone calls always had the tendency of wearing me down. She once called in order to tell me, "I totally respect your wish not to be called." Back then I was flabbergasted, speechless about this conflict between message and information. I'm getting closer to calling her out, but she also becomes more clever in her attempts to get to me, mostly by using other people. She doesn't fundamentally change her behavior at all. Do I? No, and you should just not call her. Dude, you just need to go no contact and completely ghost her because you have a physical disability that was caused by her. You have dependency issues because of it, emotional, physical, sexual. You have all these type of dependency issues rattling around in your head, Henry. Okay? Trying to confront her gets you nowhere. The only thing you should be doing is ghosting her. You just need to ghost the narcissist. That's it. I'm stuck deep in the nanny state, not the other way around. Yikes. She still tries to use, among other people, social workers who she wants to help me against my explicit wish. She alarms them all as soon as she is worried that I might kill myself, which I don't. She even once alerted the police about the chance of suicide, which is not the job of the police, needless to say. This caused confusion around my not 100% lawful neighbors every time she did that. It got me into more trouble than she could have possibly solved. My sensitivity to paradoxia is quite high developed. She is the reason I sometimes wanted to kill myself. She is capable of drawing the right conclusion equals leave me alone. I need to learn to live with that. She can simply not. She is colorblind. For a colorblind person, a different person distincting colors correctly and even having a gaze into the ultraviolet spectrum must seem like magic, intimidating. So I understand at least that she wants to disagree with everything I want to do, everything I feel, everything I am, because she can't understand or even sense it. She's living in a grayscale universe. I'm living in a flamboyant universe. Scientists often said that's impossible because it conflicts with some theories about hereditary. It disturbs them. For me to be able to prove them wrong, it disturbs them for me to be able to prove them wrong. It disrupts their flow to see a loser like me pass several Asheria tests and even regard colorful pictures create. It shouldn't be possible, so they're getting nervous, and I sense that, trying to calm them by playing stupid, pointless reactivity on my side, I must admit. There is not really a lack of talent or hardware. It's the intersubjective agreement that gets crushed by me constantly. The it shouldn't be possible disorientation of other people I sometimes deliberately cause, sometimes just because I want to make life easier for others. Sometimes out of spite, like when I was forced to take part in an eye examination test by an optician. The optician wanted me to read the big fat letters on the top in order to lead me further down to the tiny written letters at the bottom. I said politely, can we just shorten the process by me reading the tiniest letters so we can both get this over with? She was overworked, tired, so she agreed, and I did what I promised her. I read the tiny letters at the bottom. To her surprise, to her shock, I'm quite old, but I still don't need glasses for physical reasons. For conventional reasons, maybe. Let's wear specs in order not to make people feel inferior to me. Don't make anyone envious, Henry. That kind of thing. I can't sometimes hide my talents. Can't help it. Can't hide it. I wouldn't write you if I was superior in every way. I'm not. Other people got talents I don't have, of course. What I'm sometimes envious about, they can live their powers, explore them, and expand them without getting held back like I am most of the time. After I got through third persons that my mother risked my sister's, her daughter's life just because she wants grandkids so dearly, she crossed the line. Okay, details. My sister had an almost deadly spreading disease in her uterus. It had to be removed in order for it to let her stay alive. The narc mother was against it, finally called out why. She admitted, I so dearly want grandchildren, risking the life of her own daughter. That's what I know by sideways. So, your sister has this disease in her uterus where the only way she could live is to remove it, and your mother wants her to keep the uterus so she can have a kid, and have a grandkid. So, yeah. You just need to ghost this woman. You just need to ghost this woman. And when people show up at your house, you say, I'm fine. I just don't want my toxic mother in my life. And that's all you need to keep it as. On the phone, I asked how my sister was doing, and my mother said she was doing well. Lie. To me, that's where she crossed the line. That's where she crosses the freaking line. I never got along with my sister very well in the past, but that was too much. The mother must have abused my sister as well in a very different way, telling both of us lies about the other person. Triangulation is the name for that. Wow. If so, I finally got it. Then she was judging that the family fell apart. It's bizarre. These problems can't be fixed because she's the one who caused them and effectively takes zero responsibility for them. Puts blame on the men for I'm the only one left, me. And sure, she wants to take all the credit. It's impossible to fix these things. It is said, don't look back. I just had to know where I was coming from in order to move on. I want to be whole. Who doesn't? My father died in 2002. A part of me still wants to find a solid male role model that cannot be touched by my mother's influence. I'm also looking for cooperation with people who can deal with my tics and sensibilities. At least I stopped drinking for some part at least, still smoking. It's like Morpheus asked me if I wanted to take the red pill or the blue pill and went, whatever, I'll take both. Seriously now, I'm writing and working creatively, strictly fictional. That's what I'm good at, department. Ask for my advice. How else can I thicken my skin while I'm being minimal contact? Oh, I'm sorry. My ask for advice. How else can I thicken my skin while being minimal contact with the narcissist? You go no contact with the narcissist. The only way you thicken your skin is to go no contact. There is no low contact. There is no, kind of grays. No, you need to ghost. It's what I told you earlier. The only way you thicken your skin is by going no contact. The same way you get clarity through no contact, your skin also thickens through no contact. Just like when these people are out of your life, you can start seeing things for who and what they are. Your skin also thickens. It ain't going to thicken with you trying to maintain some kind of fucked up relationship with this woman. At the moment, I'm minimal contact with anybody, being still highly uncertain. Uncertain not only if I get hurt, but also about if I hurt others slowly and not even deliberately through my insecurities. I hate being completely useless. Please give me an example. Please let me give you an example of my work. I'm willing to risk harsh criticism. Best wishes for you and Charlene, hoping 2021 gets less crazy. Henry, P.S. Kudos and respect, fellow Scorpio. Please read the attachments. Ton of them. Okay. I mean, it looks like you're doing portraits and doing some stuff, so... Like, I'm not an art... to me, all art looks good. I mean, I'm just not a good... Like, I'm not an art reviewer. I don't know. Like, it looks good. It looks good to me. Looks good to me. But, you know, it's what... Does it make you happy? Like, don't worry about what my opinion is or what makes you happy. Like, do you like what you're doing? If you like what you're doing, that's what's most important. And what's even more important than anything else, I think you'll have more, again, you'll have more respect for your own art and more confidence in your own art if you'll just get this woman out of your life. You can't thicken your skin without going no contact. You just can't, Henry. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and story, Henry. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who can't afford it, or you'd just like to make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all of this goes away as this channel is completely demonetized from YouTube. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channels on here and Rumble, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care.